Still running somewhere, like up in the mountains.
Oh my gosh.
At like 3 o'clock in the morning. The guy was kind of awkward.
Every time you see me in the studio, I'm actually just sweating through every single layer of anything and dying.
All right, so we're the Kenny Brothers Band, and welcome to the Exeter Oddity Showcase. This song is called Joseline.
1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4.
Was a stumbling in through the door. What a rainy day in New York. I called my baby and she didn't pick up. I miss her voice and I wish I could kiss her. Met on a river and fell in love. I want her now and I can't get enough. She's a dancer, sturdy and lean. I want her now and I can't believe I'm 200 miles away, it should be. You know who I wanna see. Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, baby, I'm at the door. Joseline, I don't care if it's late, I don't really wanna wait. Joseline. I ain't the cleanest man that's ever loved. I've done some things that I shouldn't have. I smoke a lot and I think too much. I think it's a problem, but I'm still holding up. You know our time to see your face, but you know it's such a disgrace, yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, baby, I'm at the door. Joseline, I don't care if it's late, I don't really wanna wait. Joseline, Joseline, Joseline. And I see a sign, reminds me of truth. That's me, a girl, reminds me of you. I don't think we know what we have. Young and scared that it won't last, but baby, hold on, I hold on to you.
This is the Exeter Oddity Showcase. You probably heard of them. They're Kenny's, they're brothers, really, and they're here with me in the studio, the Kenny Brothers Band.
So I'm Bill Kenny, and I play guitar.
I'm Joe Kenny and I play bass.
I'm Taylor Kenny. I play the drums.
We always like to bring things back to Exeter here on the Exeter Oddity Showcase, and New Hampshire in general. We're all big fans of the region.
Yeah.
So I was wondering what you guys liked about the local scene and being in this area.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of things going on, especially now. Well, like in Exeter, for instance, like the team group there, the organization there has been trying to start up some stuff in Exeter specifically, which is great. So that Exeter has some
good to us. Yeah.
I think it's been a pretty good response. So we've had people come out, and pretty good community.
We're from Stratham, so it's like 5-10 minutes down the road. So a lot of people that we've been playing for a long time. So people that live in Stratham and live in Exeter that have known that we've played music for a long time. I'm not going to say the number, but they'll come out and they'll support us. So it's kind of cool to get people that came to the first show ever, just kind of see them a long time later.
Yeah, that is really cool. I know Exeter in particular ended up doing a little initiative to make sure they were getting more local bands out and to their events, which is really cool.
It's pretty cool. The downtown, I feel like people, especially during the summer, it's like nice people are walking around, and it's pretty lively, which is nice.
Yeah.
I feel like more lively than it was probably 10 years ago.
Yeah, when we were growing up, when we were
young,
all the restaurants and all that.
But then like Portsmouth and Dover and the Newmarket, Stone Church, all those places, they got a lot of stuff going on too with the Prescott Park, and they're bringing a lot of acts in nationally. So it's kind of a diverse, but it's a pretty cool scene.
Yeah. Personally, digging through all these artists, I've been having a great time.
Yeah.
There's a lot of
You guys
people.
are all out there making real
music.
cool music.
Yeah, people, I think people can enjoy something. There's something out there, I think, for everyone. So
I think there's always a little bit of your sort of daily life career that can carry over into music. Do you find that there's sort of an influence?
I mean, I think a big thing, is the outdoors. I mean, us being brothers, that's always been something that's kind of part of our life.
I think the content of the lyrics, I think, has to do a lot with being out in nature. And I think for me anyways, and I think I can speak for all of us, but, nature is somewhat inspiring to me or whatever. So whenever, I go out in nature, I can, for some reason, it feels natural to write, thoughts down, or, if you're hiking or, we do a lot of hiking or canoeing, there's I don't know if it's like a scientific study, there's some research behind it that if you're moving and you're kinesthetically moving and you're outside, the combination, it kind of creates, there's a spark in thought. So so I've kind of, I learned that a couple of years ago, and ever since then, every time I go out, I'll write stuff down and then come back and write songs. So that's kind of what, the new EP, Tales from Sand, is kind of Tales from Sand, is the desert is kind of been a big inspiration on our music. So, Tales from Sand, it's just the stories that, came about when we were, hiking or camping or stuff like that. So it's a big influence. I don't know, career-wise, we're both tech guys. And Taylor's a teacher.
Solidarity.
Yes, I'm the only career person, but so I'm a math teacher actually. But
Cool.
so I teach at an alternative high school. It's called the Longview School. So the reason why it's called the Longview is that there's these huge windows in the back of the building, and you can see out onto Pawtuckaway State Park. You can see, hundreds of miles. It's the school is basically, it's right on top of a mountain. And so anyway, so the alternative kind of part of the school is that we do, we call it adventure-based counseling. So we go out and do, once a week, we go out and do something outdoors. And so, so it's supposed to be kind of like a therapeutic element to the school. But so anyway, so that's so my job that kind of is nature involved, I guess.
You know, we've done it in conjunction with like our career, like whatever our career is, like, and not that we've had bad, bad experiences like in a career or whatever, but it's like music has kind of always been that other thing that's been like, okay, this keeps me like going. Like I'm playing a show this weekend and that's gonna make me get through the next week. I mean, not actually being like, oh my God, like next week is gonna be terrible.
Yeah.
But it's kind of it keeps propelling along, and I think the same with, being outdoors, it just kind of keeps you sane, so there's kind of like a connection between the two.
That
For your
is your
question.
answer. I was going to ask you to soothe me with some images of nature you love, but I've decided that your brothers, and you've been out in nature a lot, have any of you guys have any really terrible like wipeout stories?
Somebody
saw
was that who?
Oh,
you mean
me.
Wipeout? Somebody fell down a mountain.
Like not, yeah, like kind of bad, yeah. I mean, I don't know how I didn't break anything, but I think I was, what was I doing?
Flume.
I was just doing Flume. I think I was doing Mount Flume and Mount Liberty in the White Mountains. And it's a pretty tough, there's like a little bit of a scramble towards the top. It gets real rocky and it's almost like vertical. And I think the night before or whatever, it rained, so the whole rock face on the top was pretty slick. And so I took one step out onto the thing and just went whoosh, and tumbled. I mean, it must have been about 50 feet. Totally tumbled down the mountain. Like I hit like trees, and I have no clue how I didn't break my neck. But so
I remember you coming home with like
Yeah.
a big, like this
yeah,
big scabs.
yeah, I had a couple of gashes, but no.
Just realized that nature's dangerous, and this isn't exactly
Yeah.
a point and laugh.
Yeah.
So big fun.
Right.
Yeah,
Any
I don't think.
funny things.
Yeah, nothing funny,
You guys
because usually
brought a
when
spirit to it,
you're
though.
out in nature, it's like it's not funny at the time.
No.
Yeah.
How
But
you lived.
You
it's-
can
You're right.
you can laugh at it, but it really
Right.
isn't.
Well,
you laugh at it so
terror.
you can get through it.
yeah,
Oh, God.
right.
Like so it's yeah.
I mean, a lot of the times too, like especially during the summer, we'll play shows like on the road, various places, and we'll usually look, if we gotta stay the night, we'll look for a campsite. So we do a lot of camping just in general, playing. I feel like, yeah, we've had some pretty good times. Maybe, I don't even know, not anything
but
that funny.
Rain.
Skunk, I remember, yeah,
Skunks.
rain, yeah. Like we literally get back
Vented.
back to the tent at 2 o'clock in the morning or whatever. Like finally, okay, let's first set up the tents, because we didn't do that first. So we set up the tents, and then yeah, you lay down, and then it like starts raining, and there's just like slow drips of pings that are hitting you in the face at 3 o'clock in the morning.
After a show.
After a show,
Yeah.
yeah.
See, if you're like, we go camping out on our tours, there's always that nice like romantic vision of like some guys playing and everyone
Yeah.
can hear it in
Right,
the distance.
campfire.
It's beautiful, but
Yeah.
you're like, no, actually it's a wet tent.
No, yeah, wet
Wet
tent.
tent and skunks.
Setting up tents at 2 in the morning.
That's the
2 o'clock in the
reality of
morning.
it. But
Yeah.
but in the end, you'll write a song about it. It was all inspiring
Yeah.
into the music. Thought I was special. Turns out I'm not. Met with the devil. Came back with the eye. No more crying. Mediocrity. No more changing. Conversations free. Why
we're going to talk about Tales from Sand. I saw that you guys have started a GoFundMe campaign for the album and tour. So talk about, I guess, a little about the prep and how you got there.
So we built our own studio in our parents' basement.
Yeah. December? I think it was like back in December.
In this, Orange Room. The Orange Room, in the basement.
Is it orange?
It's painted orange, yeah.
Totally,
Yeah.
That's my free space instead of asking you if you were brothers.
Yeah.
Is the Orange Room orange?
For the record, we all are brothers. But so we built that, and then we just kind of wanted to, have the freedom of recording whenever we wanted, and just kind of like experiment with ideas because we were trying to write some new songs. But then, so what happened was me and Taylor, we went out to Moab, Utah, and we did like a vacation there, and for a week or so, did the camping and biking and all that sort of stuff, and then we came back and we wrote, and then I've kind of had a chunk of songs, but it kind of like provided like all the lyrics, like we were talking about before. But so, anyways, we wrote we wrote some songs, and we came up with the name, the Tales from Sand, and we recorded it. We're still doing the mixing and mastering, so we're kind of finishing up things. And yeah, the GoFundMe is trying to fund that sort of thing because it can be a little bit on the expensive side. So we're doing that, and hopefully we don't want to put a date on it, but hopefully we'll get a single out here in the next couple weeks and have the CD for the tour that's kind of set up for the releasing of the CD. But we're going down to Nashville, North Carolina, Virginia, Richmond, Virginia, and then we're coming back up New York City. So it should be fun. It should be fun. We're trying to play in some different spots and try to get our music heard, to a larger audience.
I'm looking forward to it. It was great.
Yeah.
It was great to hear those songs tonight. So
Yeah, all the
really
songs.
excited.
Yeah, we're off
all the
from
songs
that.
that we played. Yeah, we're off that.
So let's talk graphic design. You worked with Kelsey Marie Brown to create your cover. How was that kind of process?
Relatively smooth.
Relatively smooth.
You're the connection.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't really
So
do
I
it.
used to. Yeah. So I kind of know her, loosely affiliated with friends, but she came to Exeter High School actually too. But so I reached out to her. I liked the stuff that she was doing. She did a lot of painting stuff. We were kind of talking about, what do we want to go for, and we didn't really have any idea for the songs yet. But we kind of knew that the desert was a theme. We kind of had Walk in the Woods, which was green forest, very New Hampshire, New England. But then we kind of had this idea of like, let's go like dry. And so anyways, so I just reached out to her and told her like couple ideas. We were talking about the big landscape, and animals. Animals are always, weaved in through the songs and characters and whatnot. So we knew we wanted some animals on there. And then she just came back with, what's soon to be the cover of the EP. She came back and we were just like, yeah, this is awesome.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
so we didn't do anything. We just got it, and then we got a T-shirt design from her too. So we'll have T-shirts and everything. So it was
very cool style.
very smooth. Yeah, very nice. And we wanted kind of a realistic, style. So and she, did it
It's
really
a totally
well.
new secret T-shirt design nobody's seen yet.
Nobody's seen it yet.
You heard it here. It's exclusive.
We
But we don't know what it looks like
haven't
either,
made it
so
yet.
it's not really good.
Yeah, we haven't made the T-shirts yet, so we don't really know what
It's
it
a
looks like.
secret even to us.
Yeah.
So you guys gonna call her back for a tour of the tundra?
Yeah.
Your next
Yeah.
We're hitting all the
We gotta go to
biomes.
Antarctica.
Snow thing.
snow
Yeah.
album.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, yeah. It was actually kind of an idea, but
I hit it.
but anyways, yeah. So yeah, she was great.
It's always great to see
Yeah, pretty.
all kinds of artists working together, creating good stuff.
Yeah.
And it's still local.
Yeah. Yeah.
EHS guys, EHS.
Yeah.
EHS.
Even though she's in South Carolina now, so it was
Well, but it's cool though that even though she's
cool,
gone,
actually.
not in the area, but we still reach out to the
enriching.
people in the community.
Yeah, and we're sort of getting there.
Yeah.
All right.
So that's cool.
It's time for your favorite time, my favorite time, funny tour stories.
I mean, I guess how much time we got?
Yeah. We could do the Stone Church show if you want to do that.
Okay.
Was that recent?
So
No.
So this
No.
was
Too recent.
An
2 years
old
ago,
school
3 years,
Stone Church
3 years
story.
ago.
Yeah.
Not quite the old, the old school, for us at least. It's been around for a while, but the old school Kenny Brothers show at the Stone Church has it was when we used to play at the open mics. So it was, that's the scene. And so I was
Some beats.
21st birthday, and we had a show at the Stone Church, and off the record, I guess it's on the record.
So it's super on the record.
We had a party at my house the night before, so this was the second night of fun activities. So, anyways, we played the show. It was a great show. It was fun.
It was March, so was it
March.
snowy? Was
Yeah.
it snowing,
It
or
was
is
like
it just cold?
Like
It was
mud
icy
slash. I mean, the
It was
whole
ice.
parking lot in the Stone Church was just a sheet of ice.
Yeah.
So it was still cold, but it was March. So
We couldn't even get up. We couldn't even get up
No.
the hill because the Stone Church, you go up
it's so
that
steep.
big hill.
Yeah.
We couldn't get up the hill, and so I kind of forgot that, at 2:00 in the morning after the show, that the whole parking lot was covered in ice, and so I didn't. So this is the end of the show, and I had a bunch of friends. They were leaving, and we were packing up and doing the whole band pack up thing, and they were driving across. They were leaving, and for some reason I had this urgent need to chase after them, and so I chased after them. Somehow I was in front of the car. I slipped on ice. I had my bass.
No.
And I got hit. So, and it was one of my best friends, hit me with his car, and and I was on the ground, but he's told me this many times where he's like, they stopped because I guess they didn't really know if they hit anything.
Well,
they
'cause
heard.
They didn't see you coming.
They didn't
right?
see
They
me
saw
coming.
your hat
They
land on
yes,
the windshield.
yeah.
Oh my God.
So they didn't know. They didn't know what happened, but they stopped, and there was a bunch of my friends, and he was driving, and then they're like, "Did we just hit someone?" Someone in the back seat said, and then the hat, the hat fell on top of the windshield, and they're all like, "Joey, we hit Joey!" And they get out of the car, and it's actually my girlfriend my girlfriend now. She's a nurse, so she was like, "How many fingers am I holding up? How?" And I was just laughing, and I guess I was singing. And she was like, "Hey, how many fingers am I holding up?" She was all mad, and I was just floating around, didn't matter. And anyways, so I got eventually taken away in an ambulance.
Well, yeah.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
And I was fine. It was all good,
Well, you
but
definitely got a concussion.
All
I
of
got a
these
little bit of a
stories end in
concussion.
injury.
yeah.
I think
Yeah,
stop
yeah.
prompting funny stories. You guys
Well,
are.
But then
What was I gonna say?
I was asking. I remember I got a concussion because I was asking about polar bears.
Oh yeah, Chuck.
Yeah, you were randomly talking, had no context.
Because I saw the seltzer water. For some reason, I saw the seltzer water. The polar.
Quick end of that story, but yeah, I was in the Stone Church, waiting to get paid or whatever, and then somebody runs in and is just like, "Joey got hit by a car!" And I was like, "What?" Because I had literally just seen you go out the door or something. I was like, "What do you mean Joey got hit by the car?"
We were in the Stone Church and we saw the
Yeah, the
lights,
ambulance
the
come.
ambulance
Oh.
lights, and we were like, "Oh, some idiot just got." And then we go out and it's like, "No,
Joey."
it's Joey."
Yeah.
It was another being in nature. It's much funnier after the fact, but at the time it wasn't that funny. It was like, oh man.
Well, yeah, no. Joey thought it was funny.
Well,
even
I
You
nobody
thought it
did.
was funny, yeah.
I remember too. My dad would probably watch this, but I remember it was March, so I had a beanie on, and my whole face my forehead was cut up, and so I just remember having the beanie covering it and walking downstairs, hoping that my dad didn't know anything happened.
Yeah.
And so I kind of had it covered for a while, and it was all good. But then I forget what he said, but it was pretty much like, I know you got hit by a car. Let me see your forehead. And I just, pull the beanie up, and it was kind of humorous, but I remember it not really being that humorous.
Yeah, I think so. Out in the snow, where the critters lay low. Out in the cold, summer seems so old now. He's got a feeling that something's going down. Rider gets off his white horseback now. What's gonna happen when everything is gone? Leave the last light on. 'Cause if you're in the middle, play me a fiddle and keep dancing. Boys around the people you love that aren't evil and are standing. For the right reason, change with the seasons, you're understanding. Little by little we go. Wasting time, complaining about the world, how it grinds. The dirt always mixes with the falling snow. He looks about, all alone in the house. Woman's looking blank outside the front window. But what's gonna happen when everything is gone? Leave the last light on. 'Cause if you're in the middle, play me a fiddle and keep dancing. Look around the people you love that aren't evil and are standing. For the right reason, change with the seasons, you're understanding. Little by little we go. He walks into this frozen home, all alone sits the woman in the window. She sits still, alive but has no will to move or the drive to wanna go. He looks around and takes his house. No one's here, but he still feels someone's coming through the back door. He takes her hand, throws the stand and throws her over his shoulders. Rides away as fast as they could now. Yeah. What's gonna happen when everything's gone? Leave the last light on. 'Cause if you're in the middle, play me a fiddle and keep dancing. Circle around the people you love that aren't evil and are standing for the right reasons. Change with the seasons, your understanding. Little by little we go. Little by little we go. Little by little we go.
How do we follow you on the internet?
Yep, we're on the
Etc.
interwebs.
We're on every interweb you can think
All
of.
the social media. We got,
Yeah.
we got a website.
Just Google Kenny Brothers, guys.
Yeah.
Google Kenny Brothers, and I think Facebook and Instagram are like our main
Yeah.
social media.
I think it was
Spotify, follow us on Spotify
Yeah.
too.
Oh.
We're on Spotify.
Yeah, all the
Yeah.
different
All those.
streaming sites.
Yeah.
Are pretty much
I-
on all of them.
iTunes.
And then KennyBrothersBand.com. That's the
You
that's
just
the
got
website.
it.
Yeah.
Does anybody have KennyBrothers.com and you're just like,
You know what? I don't know. But I've made sure that we keep
got
that
the
domain
domain,
name. Yeah. We don't want to lose that
I don't
one.
want to lose it. It's always good to have it. So
Right.
look out, everybody. Use your Google machine. Find these guys. Listen to their music. Check out the dates on the tour. Check out where they're gonna be, and you're gonna be listening to good music like you just have been. And that's the news. Do you guys have something you want to say out?
See ya on the road.
See you
See
sometime.
you on the
See ya on the reg.
Oh, we're going out on a high note. Give us a rib shot. Give us a rib shot. Yes. Yes.
Cool.
Wait, we're not going just yet. I'm your host, Hillary, and I need you to hold on for just a little longer. I've provided you with some stock footage of cats for your enjoyment and as a consolation prize for your continued attention. All right, so we are always looking for more acts to join us in the studio, so send a message over to my email, which you're gonna find this cat right here is looking at. This one right here. Yeah, where the cat's looking. Yeah. All right. So now that you've got that, we can go to the credits. Thank you for watching the Exeter Oddity Showcase, and I hope you come back next episode. Stay strange. Meow.